In this video, we're going to look at tyre pressure monitoring systems, both internal and external, pros and cons. Here at MadMat 4 Drive, I'm all about educating and building the four-wheel drive community so we can wheel well. I'd love it if you'd hit the subscribe button and hit the bell so you get those notifications. So what is a tyre pressure monitoring system? You may well know this already, but just quickly, it is a system that is fitted to each tyre on your vehicle that sends a signal up to a control or display unit up on your dashboard. And if something goes wrong with a tyre, this is going to set off an alarm and tell you about it. It's also going to give you a tyre temperature number. It's also going to tell you the tyre pressure. And this information is going to allow you to manage your tyres in a more educated manner. So for example, if you've got a tyre that's developing a slow leak, this is going to tell you. If you've got a tyre that's starting to blow out, delaminate, come apart, whatever's going on, this unit can give you that alarm and let you know you need to stop and deal with it. So there really are quite a safety feature. Now, there are many countries in the world that actually mandate by law you must run a tyre pressure monitoring system. And I reckon that's a great idea. Here in Australia, we don't mandate that, but I'm an advocate. Now, the other advantage of these is that if you're managing your tyre pressures correctly, you're getting better tyre wear, and you're also going to have a safer tyre that's giving you better traction. It doesn't generate as much heat if it's got the correct tyre pressure in there, and it also helps you with fuel economy. And both these vehicles, the Bundera and the 80 Series Land Cruiser, can do with any bit of fuel saving possible. So managing those tyre pressures with a unit like this is really quite helpful. Now, Oricom is actually making this video possible, and that's why I'm using their products here today. But this video is actually all about educating you and helping you to understand which way should I go, internal tyre pressure system or an external tyre pressure system. And the opinions that I express are not dictated by Oricom, they are entirely mine. So let's talk in the first instance about what makes up a tyre pressure monitoring system, or TPMS. In this one, you're going to have a display unit. Most of them are going to have that. This is where you're going to control the unit from. This is where you're going to pair the unit to the sensors. Now, an internal sensor looks like this. An external sensor looks like that. But the head units are going to sit on the dash, and this is where you control it from. These units have a solar panel on the top there, which does most of the charging, and for most applications is all you're going to need. But if you do need to charge them with or run them off a power supply because of where you mount it, you can't access the solar, they've got a micro USB port on the side here, and you can run them off that. So that's the core unit, what sort of comes in the box. There's fitting kits and stuff depending on which system you go with. On the top here of these units, you've got a pairing button and another button which helps you program the unit. And the instructions that come with both the units, or they just make sense to me. I never had any dramas, and I'm not the most techie guy out there. It just made sense. They work. Once they're set up, they really did work well. Now, the unit's also not only going to monitor your tyre pressure, it also monitors your tyre temperature. Tyre temperature is a key element to managing your tyres. So if you see a tyre that's starting to run a bit too hot, you know that you need to go and investigate. It might not be pressure related. It might be something else is going on, and to be able to go and address that could well save you a tyre issue. Some of the key benefits of having a TPMS system are you're going to prolong the life of your tyres because they're not going to be running flat. If you run a tyre too low a pressure, you can reduce its tyre life by 45% because it runs too hot and the outside edges of the tyre will wear. Alternatively, if you run a tyre too high in pressure, the centre of the tyre here will tend to wear out. What's more, if you haven't got the correct amount of rubber on the road, you're removing traction from your vehicle, and that obviously is going to affect handling, stopping distance, cornering ability, acceleration ability. So having that correct tyre contact with the road is a critical thing, and pressure is a key element of that. And also it has an impact on your fuel economy. Obviously, if you have less rolling resistance or higher pressure in the tyre, the vehicle doesn't need as much energy to move through over the ground, but you've reduced the amount of traction you have. So there's a juggling act there. If you've got a low tyre pressure, it takes more energy to roll that tyre down the road, and that affects fuel economy. So there's a number of key advantages. Now, in the event of a rapid tyre deflation, or a blowout as we call it, this unit's going to alert you, and hopefully it will alert you quick enough that you can take evasive action before the vehicle starts to get out of control. It's really going to depend on how quickly that tyre goes down, but you might get some early warning signs. This unit is going to tell you about that. That's a great safety feature. Let's have a chat about the pros and cons of the internal tyre monitoring systems. You're going to have a sensor like this. Now, to install this, you've got to take your tyres to the tyre shop, because they actually have to remove the tyre from the bead and install this unit into the wheel. And once it's installed, then it's going to start monitoring the tyre pressure and sending the temperature and pressure information to the head unit, which is wonderful. One of the advantages, they have a nice metal stem, so you know that's good and solid. It's going to be far less prone to any damage off-road. They're more accurate because the actual sensor unit is inside the tyre, so it will tell you exactly the tyre temperature. The pressure is obviously going to be accurate whichever unit you use. So there's some great advantages. The disadvantages are that these units are specific to a corner of the vehicle. So this one here is for the left front. It has to stay here on the left front of the wheel, otherwise it's not going to sync in with the unit correctly. That's a disadvantage, because if ever you do your tyre rotations, which I tend to do every 10,000 kilometres, I actually need to get the units swapped to the wheel. Whoa, hang on. I don't know why you're listening to that handsome piece of man flesh there, but okay, since I filmed that video, I rang Oricom up and I'm like, guys, is this really the case that we've got to change the sensors in the wheel every time we do a tyre rotation? They said you can actually program a given sensor to represent any wheel. So you don't need to change them out each time you do a rotation, you just need to reprogram the unit. So that kind of removes that disadvantage, which is excellent. So really it leaves us with two disadvantages, which really are quite minor. Firstly, to get these sensors fitted to the wheels, you have to go to a tyre shop, so there's a bit of effort and a small cost incurred there. Really, no big deal. The other one is these batteries do last 5 years, which is awesome, but when they go flat, you will need to fit 4 new sensors at your local tyre shop. You know, I reckon now, knowing this new information, these internal sensors have really got a lot of good pros going for them. What about the external units? Well, they have these little sensors which just screw onto the valve stem that's on your tyre, so they're really easy to install. They're accurate pressure-wise. Temperature-wise, they're going to be affected by the air flowing around the wheel, so they won't be quite as accurate on the temperature front. The batteries in these are easily changed, so they'll last around about 2 years with these units, and then you can change the battery quite simply with the tools that are provided. One of the disadvantages with these is they are probably a little more prone to getting damaged if you're into the hardcore off-road. You could possibly rip your valve stem because you've got that sort of hooking in underneath the sensor. Now, one of the disadvantages I see with these systems is that they don't allocate enough sensors and you can't expand the system. It's 4 sensors and that's it. Now, I tow a camper trailer and many of you would tow caravans, and really I think these units need to be able to manage up to 12 sensors, whether they be internal or external. They don't all need to be on the display unit on the front, but I want them monitored, and that would allow for my spare tyres on my caravan, camper trailer, on the vehicle to be monitored as well and keep everything in check. I think that that's a bit of a disadvantage of these systems, and I'm hoping that they're going to bring out version 2 which does have that expandable capacity. So if you're wanting to monitor more than 4 tyres, you actually need to have 2 units or more units. That's not something I'd be doing. So now let me just talk freely and openly about what I've found with the units. Well, with the internal system on the Bandera, it's absolutely brilliant. I'm totally happy with it, other than the cons I've already mentioned. So with regards to airing down and pumping back up again, I've got no concerns. It just works, it does the job there. With regards to the external unit, This is probably the system I would purchase if I was spending my own money. Yes, it's got some disadvantages with regards to the temperature. I think the temperature is accurate enough for me to be happy. The disadvantage with regards to the threat of them ripping off, it's a real threat. Look, it's something I can deal with. I've got a spare tyre. Just to have the ease of fitment and management, for me, that's where I would lean to. The pressures are accurate in both systems, and it comes up on the display unit. Now, something I've been finding, that when I jump in the morning, the unit's in a sleep mode, so it's displaying some pressures and that, but they're not accurate, and they don't reset until about 25 kilometres per hour. And then what I'm finding is they're resetting to their now cold temperature, because I've just started the car, and the alarm system does go off. And sometimes that'll go off a number of times until the temperatures and pressures all settle down. And what I'm having to do is set the mute button, which is this first button on the right hand side of the unit. You just touch that once and it mutes the unit until it alarms again. And so that's a little bit annoying in my opinion. Yeah, but the unit, once it does settle down and knows, okay, that's the standing pressure of the tyre now, we're up and running. When I go off-road, 13 PSI is as low as these units will measure. For 99% of people, that is fine. And it's fine on the 80 series because I never really air down below 20 PSI with this particular Toyo AT2 tyre. So they're fine there. But with the Bandera, because it's a light vehicle on a heavy mud tyre, it doesn't have the weight to really bag these tyres out. So I'm often airing these down to around 10 pound just for a normal four-wheel drive experience. And so I have to mute or turn the unit off so that I can go wheeling, otherwise it's just beeping its head off. So that to me is a little bit of a disadvantage. I would like these to monitor a much lower pressure, but I can understand that technically the sensors don't do that, and realistically I'm probably using that outside of the normal sort of scope for people. They do have a maximum pressure setting. For us as vehicle owners, like light vehicle owners, it's way above anything we're going to be requiring, so that's not an issue for us. Now, I've always had in the past a fairly ignorant view of tyre pressure monitoring systems, and I've always gone, who cares, I don't really need to know that information, you know, I can set it with the gauge and it's fine. I tell you what, was I wrong? These, I'm a big fan now of having a decent system in your vehicle, because the pressure variance when you factor in temperature is huge. We here in Sydney, Australia, over the last few weeks we've had temperatures from 45 degrees Celsius right down to about 15 degrees Celsius. And the pressure differential in these tyres just when they're cold is you know, ranging from 5 to 6 pounds at cold pressure. Then when I get on the road, the pressures are varying as well. So what I'm learning is that my tyre pressures are changing continually dependent on the temperature of the air around the vehicle and then the type of driving that I'm doing. We've just had a family holiday up to a place called Moreton Island, and we took this vehicle with these tyres and I ran this system up there. And I found that over the first couple of days I was on the island, I was tweaking my tyre pressures for the optimum of that environment. And then when I was towing the camper trailer and sitting on the high speeds coming home, again, I tweaked the tyre pressures and I had slightly different tyre pressure on the rear to what I had on the front. And all of that learning and education was coming from the fact that I could see exactly what was going on with my tyres on the road. So if you're a little bit OCD, you may find these units a little bit too intense. I don't know, you know, you might want to see all four pressures exactly the same, and that's not really going to happen. I even found when I was driving south, it meant that I had the sun shining on the western side of the vehicle, I would see a tyre pressure difference because the sun was warming up one side of the vehicle and those tyres were slightly hotter because of that temperature. Isn't that fascinating? So in conclusion, what do I think? I think a tyre pressure monitoring system is pretty much essential for anybody who's really interested in looking after tyre life, fuel economy and safety, whether it be on your vehicle or your caravan. I reckon they're an absolute essential system. And obviously these Oricom units, being the ones I'm using, they're working pretty well for me too. Now, if you'd like to support what I do here at MadMat 4 Drive, if you use the links down below, you can actually go and purchase these units. And if you use the code MADMAT, you will get a discount on checkout.